there is selective prosecution. But you go on the streets doing criminal acts or commits a crime, but as being provided or criminalized in the law, then there can be prosecution. I think we all lawyers understand that this prosecution will be probably 90% rule of sustaining or winning the case, and you prosecute the case. But I will say, jangan bakar kelambu kerana marahkan nyamuk. Jangan runtuhkan rumah pesaka jika kita boleh perbaiki. Because when we make something collapse, it's difficult to rebuild. Pepatah Melayu kata, jangan terengantuk baru terngadap. This is something we have to think. It's not because of one case. I remember Lord Denning had once said, blasphemy law is obsolete. 2 years after his statement, there was a prosecution of blasphemy when there was a publication of a Love That Dares to Speak that described how Musa commits sodomy. So you have a lot of examples. Other examples that have been mentioned by both speakers, to show that there's something to think before we do. And the thing that we do, it must be beyond what we expect the next day. It should be for future generations of what we want this nation to be. Allahu Alam.
Thank you, Nasha. Well, this is what intellectual discourse should be, right? We always have different opinions and views, but we always maintain the harmonious well-being of the discussion, right? Very good. So, next question, please. Sorry. After this, I think we will collect the question first, 2 or 3 questions, and then the speaker will address the question.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Mahfouz Al-Hafiz bin Musa, second semester of law of IIUM, Kuliah Law. Okay, actually I'm quite a bit confused. Okay, because I do not know where this forum going to. Okay, the direction of this forum. Okay, my question is from legal perspective. Okay, the question is okay. Let's say, okay, because section 377 is a conduct crime. Okay, when it's conduct crime, so let's say, sort of as a homosexual, is a homosexual but never practice homosexualism. Okay, so he is not a criminal and still immoral. Okay, so let's say in a situation I give you before that I post the question to Kasha. Okay. Okay, let's say a homosexual but never practice homosexualism goes to a job interview and be rejected because he is homosexual, regardless he never practice homosexualism. So can he go to tribunal and prosecute this employer on the ground of discriminating sexuality? Okay, so if the answer is yes, so aren't this decision actually recognizing homosexuality in Malaysia? That's the question. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Your name again?
Mahfouz.
Mahfouz. Thank you, Mahfouz. Next question, please. If any. Name and from where and to which speaker?
Assalamualaikum. My name is Shahira. I have a question for Dr. Shamahayu. I think up until this point we've heard that homosexuality is in fact immoral, therefore it is a crime. But at this point, I'm still wondering, why is it immoral when the other side is still arguing that as long as both parties are happy, the argument of pursuit of happiness, right? Then hence it should be moral, hence it shouldn't be a crime. So perhaps can you enlighten us further why this act is immoral to begin with, for argument's sake, right? Number 1. Number 2, for Mr. Wee, I apologize. I was wondering, like, I agree and concede to the fact that one shouldn't be persecuted based on one has the right not to be persecuted or to be humiliated. I think we all deserve that kind of right. But your argument just now, you said that to an extent now what happened is that these individuals, communities of LGBTs, are being persecuted or being humiliated in the sense that probably the officers, what we call it, the officers in the police department probably assaulting them, or when while you're walking on the street, someone spat on you, or you're being battered or beaten by members of the public just because you're being gay. But now, tell us why the legal framework alone now isn't sufficient to cater this kind of problem. Because as of now, we have previous heard under the Penal Code, we have murder if it went up to that problem. We have battery, or even you can, as a person, lodge a complaint in the court, civil suit, tort perhaps, sir. And even if it went to that extent whereby you are dismissed by your employer, tell us why it isn't sufficient under the employment law for you to lodge an unlawful dismissal at the IRD or the labor department. So why to this extent, what exactly the rights that you trying to claim? Because as of now, I don't see the real problem. So are you now trying to, perhaps probably in the future, are you now trying to push for recognition of gay marriages in Malaysia, or recognition of gay couples being able to adopt, perhaps? Because now, if you argue that it is a right, these are rights that can be pursued in the future. So, thank you.
Hi, my name is Prithvi, and I'm from India, and this is my third day in Malaysia. And I would like to say it's the same debate was in India like 5 years ago. Okay? And then 2009, Section 377 in India was decriminalized. And then recently, this year again, due to, in the name of religion, again there were some problems, but also stating the fact that our government shut it down because India is a secular country and you cannot use any particular religion as a tool to. Thank you. And you cannot use any particular religion as a tool to put your personal propaganda in terms of the constitution. And also, if you look really at religion, lots of religion are represented in their own ways, in their own readings. Okay, so that's one thing I just wanted to state. And second of all, to the honorable lady in the center, what I wanted to say is, you said that we need touchstones for civilization to grow, and no evolution happens if you're going to draw a line or a boundary. Evolution has happened because boundaries have been crossed, boundaries have been changed. And also, my other question, which... Okay, and my other question is, it's an open question. Okay, so we are talking about the right for Malaysia and the law for Malaysia right now. So, but still, we are stuck with the Victorian law. So, my question is, what are you seeking for? What are you asking for? Do you still want to be in a Victorian hangover? That's my question.
Thank you. Actually, we have enough questions as of now. We have 3 questions.
Sorry, I have a comment to make.
Okay.
My name is Nabila Nasir, and I'm not a law student. I'm not a lawyer. I work in international public health. Sorry, thanks. I'm obviously short. I work in international public health. I work in a regional office of International Planned Parenthood Federation, where we have clinics all over the world, and I work in a regional office where we work in 26 countries in Asia Pacific. And Mr. Lim just now said something very interesting that I would like to comment on, because he said these laws hinder HIV/AIDS work, and it's very true, because when we work on the ground, we see that in Malaysia, HIV/AIDS work is very successful because we work specifically with injecting drug users. So we see the infection with injecting drug users going down, but with cases of men having sex with men, it goes up because of the criminalization of homosexual acts, yeah, or acts that you correlate with homosexuality. And in countries like India and Hong Kong, where they repealed, this has gone down. So in countries like Malaysia and Nigeria, where there is a criminalization, the graph just keeps going up, and it stays there. So yeah, I must say there is a correlation between law and public health. And Netherlands has one of the lowest HIV infections in the world.
Thank you, Ms. Nabila. Thank you for that fact. So, any people would like to start? I think can you start with Mr. Lim, please?
I forgot to address the positive-negative dichotomy, which the South